Your daily dose. I love this so much. I found this online, and the graphic is actually coming from the account from Instagram at the Core Women Care. So you can head over and check them out on Instagram if you'd like. But we are going to dive right into the first one. So of your daily dose, D is dopamine. This is the reward chemical. It's also for pleasure and your motivational role in your brain. Things that you can do to trigger dopamine in your brain is finishing a project. It can be personal if you're creative and you like to draw or paint. For example, I finished a 550 piece puzzle with my mom back at Christmas, and finally I got all the materials to glue it together so I could frame it and put it up on my wall. All I need to do is go get the frame, but it's all glued together. It's ready to go to get put up in a frame so I can put it up on one of my walls. And by finishing that project, it's going to trigger dopamine in my brain as the reward chemical. Another way that you can do this is by doing a self-care activity, savoring a cup of tea or coffee, having a bath, painting your toenails, having a nap, whatever else that you find that is a self-care activity. Maybe it's reading a book. That's going to help trigger dopamine as well. You can also trigger it by learning something new, whether you're reading something in a book, you're taking a course, you learn something from a friend in a conversation. I love talking to friends of mine that are in different industries because they teach me different things. And it is so valuable in a friendship to have that so you can learn something new and even trigger dopamine in that way. The second one in dose is oxytocin. So this is the love hormone. It's also for bonding, love, trust. Ways that you can trigger this one is cuddling or hugging someone. You can even hug yourself. As awkward as it may seem, I love to give myself a big hug sometimes. It can be so therapeutic. Another way is listening to music. You can listen to some instrumental music, classical music, or whatever music that makes you feel happy. Sometimes it's some fun pop music, maybe by T Swift or T Swizzle, whatever you like to call her, that sometimes just gets me feeling really good. Another way is to spend time with your friends. I love spending time with my girlfriends. Doesn't matter if we go for a walk with our dogs, or we hang out and we chat about what's going on in our lives, or we just hang out, watch a movie, and veg. All of that makes me feel loved, and it triggers the oxytocin in my brain and my body so that I feel loved. Next one in dose is serotonin. This is the mood stabilizer. It's also for your well-being and happiness. Ways that you can trigger this is by meditating. And if you think that meditating is not for you and you've heard of it from people over in India or people that have been to India, or they do the traditional sense of meditating where you try and quiet your mind 100%, you don't move, you barely breathe. I personally have never been able to meditate like that. If you're like me and your brain is like a plate of spaghetti where it never really feels like it can turn off, then there are different ways of meditating. One way of meditating that I absolutely love is by listening to some guided meditations on YouTube that help redirect my attention somewhere to focus on a certain thing or to let go of something that may be bothering me. I love these kinds of guided meditations because it allows me to let my brain think, but it also redirects my attention somewhere. So there's not a ton of different crazy things coming into my head and popping up, like a pop-up in your Google Chrome or whatever. It helps redirect your attention, but you can still meditate in that fashion. Another way is being in nature. I love to hike, especially with Twister when I'm able to take him, or just being outside and going for a walk in a park in your town or your city. Being outside, being in fresh air, feeling the sun on your face, being around nature of any kind like trees and bushes, it can be so therapeutic. And another one is observing that all emotions can be beautiful. Even though you may be quote unquote taught that anger and some other negative emotions are like bad, they're not bad. It is completely human and completely normal to experience a variety of different emotions, whether you're feeling angry, resentful, upset, hurt. And then on the other side of the spectrum, happiness, gratefulness, joyful. There's a bunch of different emotions out there, but all emotions can be beautiful, and it's okay to feel some of the negative emotions. However, I don't believe that you need to stay there all the time. It's important to recognize these emotions, work through them, sit with them, and eventually let them go so you don't stay there forever. I don't think it's good to be angry at something for a very long time, and you may even think back to a time where you were really angry or upset about something. And now either you're past it and it's water under the bridge, you've forgiven that person or what had happened to you, or you may still be feeling some stuff from that, but not as much. And it's important to eventually let that go completely so that you can move on and be happier with your life. There are instances where I might be upset with someone and they have no idea that I'm upset with them. So it doesn't affect that other person. It only affects me in my day-to-day life, my day-to-day happiness. And for me to be able to recognize that feeling, work through it, and then let that go helps me to move on, move forward with my life, and become happier. So I hope that for you as well. And the last one in D.O.S.E is your endorphins. So this is your painkiller, the pain relief, runner's high, relaxation. Obviously, I already said one of them that can help is running, dancing. One thing that I love to do actually is to dance while I clean. I love to play music when I'm cleaning or doing lawn work, doing gardening, doing anything to maintenance my plants in the house, obviously during the winter months and I can't be outside and do real gardening or lawn work. But those can help be that painkiller. Laughing. If you find something funny, I love to watch funny videos at least once a day, something to make me laugh. Or if I talk to a friend of mine and they make me laugh, laughing at least several times a day is going to help with this pain relief, relaxation, that pain killer. And then another way is to play and create. So being creative. This can be like drawing or painting. I recently just got into Procreate, which a bunch of artists have been talking about for quite a while now, and got my hands on a first generation Apple Pencil for my iPad. It has been so incredible just fucking around on Procreate, not even really creating anything, just to draw and play around with the different brush strokes has been so fun. Or obviously playing with my dog. I love to play fetch with him or to get him all riled up and like give him bum scratches so that we go outside and we play, and being playful in that fashion, or playing with friends of mine that have kids. There's so many different ways to trigger any one of these chemicals that are produced inside your body that are going to have many positive benefits to your daily life and happiness. So dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and your endorphins. Being able to trigger all of these every day is going to be really important to make sure that you are feeling good, especially if you struggle from depression or anxiety like I do. Making sure that you are still getting your reward chemical, the love hormone, the mood stabilizer, and the painkiller in your daily life is important. So for your homework, out of the 4 different chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, what is one way that you can start triggering these on a daily basis every single day? I gave you several different examples, and you're always welcome to do more research on the internet or in books, because I always encourage that as well. But don't put this on the back burner, because triggering these different chemicals in your body, in your brain, are going to be exponentially revolutionizing for your happiness. And that is what I want for you. So do your homework, and I will see you next time. What did you love about today's episode? Let me know by taking a screenshot and posting on Instagram or Facebook. Tag me at The Soulful Body Co. Or you can leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or on my Facebook page. All the links will be in the description or the show notes below. And if you have a topic you would love for me to cover in my next episode, then send me an email to samanthapopcoaching@gmail.com to building your confidence. Until next time.